То есть это либо сегодня, либо в четверг. Но, наверное, лучше в четверг.
Slowly go. Don't complain. Don't be.
Good morning. Yes, sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
He will only be here 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has a flight
Yeah,
this afternoon.
I already-
Originally,
Yeah.
we don't plan to come, but then
Yeah.
he said that your class is very useful, especially in the morning. So he insisted to come. I say, oh, we still have time. 3 o'clock flights. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Send me. Okay, I got it.
Oh, come on. Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy. This is the guy. All right. All right. Oh, this is going to be really fun. Okay. Guys, give me something. Give me something. I'm not very okay. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Alright, everyone, stay up again, yeah? Alright, maintain your behavior. Okay? Are you improve it? Okay. I think we have 1, 2, and 3 maybe some of them. Oh, you have to hear doing that. Yeah. Just take a can you sign this, please?
Oh.
Thank you. Nothing specific, yeah. This get signing in. Yeah, and then like this, yeah.
Good morning.
Club Ryan. Cool.
Okay, so here the projector is working, right?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me check. By the way, Ryan, your games. I already put it in now. Can you check?
Yeah, let me check. And the mouse is also fine, or?
Yeah, my mouse now is working also. So
Okay, that's good.
wait 1 second. Oh yeah.
Okay, so my
Oh yeah. Okay, right?
Okay, yeah.
What's this?
This actually is fine. Should work. Center, okay, well, yeah. Maybe just have to point it maybe here. There you go.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, kids, best behavior, yeah? Then you will leave, yeah?
Who's missing still? Alexander.
Ethan.
Oh, Alexander's here. Ethan's missing.
You can probably come, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Okay.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. So, okay. Did anyone give this problem an attempt?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll show you the answer because
Wait, can we just think of that?
Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes. Sure.
At least I'm not the board.
Nah, it's okay.
No, what is black?
It's white smooth. If it was black to move, it would have been a very good problem.
Still me.
That's what I mean.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
King D5 still.
Well,
You don't even fold it, right? Queen D5.
Queen D5, King B8.
That's what I was thinking. But then
It
here,
doesn't work.
Well, it's not quite made in 3.
What's the point of finding later?
Because then you shuffle the king 47 moves. And then you
Don't
don't
do
find
that.
negative 3.
no, but it's
No,
like
bishop-
checks, right?
no, bishop
There's
E6.
always the checks, right?
Bishop E6.
Wait, the 50 move rule, if you just make a check, then
It doesn't check, doesn't count.
No, it's like captures pawn moves.
Captures are 4 moves, yes.
Wait,
Wait.
now you gonna bishop
no,
E8.
in this
Oh, yeah.
I would just check on C6, King B8, and play King B5.
No, if I do bishop, if I don't like this, go bishop
Yeah,
E8.
bishop
Yeah,
E8,
bishop
it has to
E8 forces to take, and
And
then
then you have 50 moves.
No, but I mean, it's
Bishop
not,
E8
that's not the point, of course, it's not, point is not the 50 move rule here. Point is, it's just, teaches you more about piece coordination and harmony, that's the idea. So,
Bishop B8.
Bishop where? So basically, the idea is that if you let the king escape to the B file and the A file, you will not very likely win and make in 3 moves because then the white king will not be a part of the game. You need to somehow find a way to coordinate all of your pieces. If one of the pieces is not quite doing the job, you're not going to be able to mate in 3 moves. So it's kind of like shows how pieces can work very nicely as a group. So you need to make sure you play a move where he has to escape towards, the D file instead of the B file.
Queen B4, Queen B6, or Queen B3. I'm thinking Queen B4.
I think Queen B6.
Okay, Queen B4 is very interesting,
Oh,
but King D7.
Okay, no. Queen B6 I'm calculating right now.
Mhm.
But then after Queen B6.
Wait, don't you want them to play King D7 because then it's closer to
well, King
Yes, you want them to play King D7, but of course you want to make sure you have like a good move after it to kind of, not let him get into the E file.
King D7.
Because basically, if you let him to the B file, then the king will be irrelevant. But if you let him to the E file, then the bishop will not participate. So you need to somehow keep him on the C and D files. Bishop B4, King C7.
Bishop B7.
King C8.
Bishop D8.
Well, Bishop D8, I mean, okay, everything wins, but,
King D5. King
Queen.
D8.
Queen B2, very good. Who said that?
Me.
Very good. Queen B2. Because now, after King D7, what do you do?
Queen E5.
Very good, Niraj. Now you go Queen E5, and you see you lose a tempo to play Queen E5, get him away from this B file where you can't really mate him, right? So you come back, and only then you come here, you disturb his harmony a little bit, and you also at the same time build your own harmony. Of course, in a real game, yeah, you don't need to mate in 3, but it just shows how pieces coordinate, how this principle of harmony works very nicely. And now after this, it's made, and after this, it's like an even more beautiful mate, Queen D5, where.
Do you think it's sportsman like to promote to 5 kings? Because I remember Isaac, if you go this time. No, he promoted to like 5 knights or something like that.
Oh, 5
Wait,
knights.
that's what Joseph did. Wait, I'm
That's
not
not
Guys,
the
wait,
It's
isn't that-
Joseph Truel's
Wait,
thing to
that-
do.
Wait, isn't it?
I want to be like
Wait, wait.
Joseph and a girl.
No, I don't think it's a good idea. Well, I mean, in some ways it's good, but I mean,
He's going to Bellevue College.
take some good things from like his chess passion, but don't necessarily take some of the bad things he does, right?
Oh,
I mean,
he threatened, but
No, I know he got kicked out.
he got kicked out.
I was actually.
He's like a really
Wait,
happy
he
guy.
got-
Joseph.
are you talking
He's
about
a
that? Are you talking about that tournament where you poured water?
Me?
No, not him. Like,
Vignesh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was at that tournament.
No, but
Yeah, I
Joseph is one of the most happy people.
I was in the other.
Apparently, Joseph threatened one of the GMs he played.
He warned them.
Yeah, he was just like, "You better take that job." No, it wasn't
No,
a GM. It was Gogi Orlov.
That's not.
No, you know, it wasn't that one. No,
He's
that
actually.
was Gogi Orlov. He's an IM. And also, he didn't say you better take the drop. He said you better think about it. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. It wasn't
Yeah,
that.
he did.
Orlov said, "I'll
It's
think
not
about
threatening.
it." And then he
He's-
said,
Joseph Tristan's the guy that jokes. He's a really good guy.
"Yeah, he's really nice."
Unless he hates me for some reason.
Because he's our prodigy.
okay, it's the point is that I don't think it's sportsman. It's a serious question. I don't think it's sportsmanship should make 5 knights. I don't think you should do that. I think if somebody is playing until mate, you should just mate them as soon as possible. Yes.
But wouldn't it be unsportsmanlike if you had a position like that and then you're completely win it and you start like thinking for like 20 minutes about how to make them as fast as you can? Then wouldn't they be like, why are you just thinking?
Yeah, that's unsportsman. Look, I just want to get over it. They have crime. They're like, can you just move randomly
Yeah.
winning?
No, because like, what if like you
That's-
have like
you're
a
gonna
queen and
be
bishop
mad.
and then you're
You're
like
gonna be
thinking for like
I'll
30
just-
minutes about how to
I'll
make
just move my bishop, sacrifice, and move my king.
No, of course, and yeah. In a tournament game, you should not try to look for mate in 3 in that kind of position. I mean, it's purely something which you do on your own spare time. It's like when you do a study, when you do problems, you do it to develop your other skills. But during actual practical game, of course, yeah, you wouldn't think for 20 minutes trying to figure out a mate in 3. That would be ridiculous.
But that would never happen in the game, right? So I think that problem was kind of useless.
Well, it could happen. No, it's
Well,
useless in
even
some
if it
ways.
did happen in game, you're telling us not to do
No,
it.
it's like calculation practice, I think. Doesn't have to calculate.
Well,
Yeah.
you do it on your own. I mean, you don't want to take 20 minutes away from. I mean, it's yeah. Okay.
How do you checkmate with bishops? Two bishops.
I don't know.
I know.
By the way, speaking of that, does everybody who knows how to make the bishop and knight?
Like some trapping
Yeah,
things.
you have to move your knight like
No.
W.
Yeah, W.
No, but that's only when the
You're supposed to get the king to like the corner.
No, you have
to
to
be in the same
I know some of it.
No,
Like, in
it's
some
supposed to be
positions.
like in the same corner.
If anyone wants during the break, you guys can try it against me and see if you can do it.
In the middle of the board, I don't know how to do it, but in like the side,
Yeah,
I know how to
side
push the king.
The side's really easy.
But how do you push the king side down?
You just
I don't know how to do
you
that.
just use the W.
I know.
You move the bishop.
No, I mean turn
You
the
cut
side.
this. No, you
When
cut
it's
this
in the
horse, and when the
center.
king's about to leave, you move your knight to cut the square.
I mean when it's in the center. And if it needs to put I don't
know how to do
I
it.
said it to the center.
No,
It's hard to push it.
Actually, I probably will know. This woman, I forgot who it was, but like Harika, I think she played someone. You know Harika, the woman.
Yes.
Yeah, she like played a woman, and they didn't. And one of the Chinese, I think it's a Chinese, like a Chinese world GM, like not a WGM, but a GM. She didn't know how to checkmate with the bishop and the knight.
Oh, there was one GM in
And-
the tournament, and she was
Okay.
she
good.
for like 5 minutes.
And there was
Didn't even
another
have
game where
checkmate,
it was
and she
about
ended
to
up
be
playing, like,
50
50
moves, but
moves
then Black
and
made
didn't
a
checkmate.
mistake and White won.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let's talk about that during the break. Okay. Let's get back to the lesson, please. Okay. It's okay. So it's white to play, and we'll have an end game. So we're gonna start a new team now. So how do you think would be a good way to try to win this end game?
It was the thing.
We'll
Flexibility.
we'll see.
Oh.
Alexandra, King C3. Okay. King D5.
King B4.
King C6.
King C4.
King D6.
King B5.
King back.
King C5.
King here.
King C3.
King where?
C4. C3. C3.
Oh, pawn.
Oh. King B5. Yeah, you have to go C4 first. King B5. King A6. C5. C4.
C5.
Doesn't work. It's a rook pawn.
C6. C6.
It doesn't work, Rishab. It's a rook pawn.
Doesn't work.
Are you trying to
King
steal me?
D5.
A4. King B5.
Guys, we just drew
King
King
C5.
C5.
Doesn't go.
A4. A4. A5.
King
No, not A5. A6.
King D6.
King D6. A5. Shows.
A5.
No.
Draw. You
He
messed it
doesn't
up.
agree.
No, back there.
Oh, back there it was C4.
No, it was.
Instead of C3, it was C4.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah, why'd you play C3?
Yeah.
C4.
It's C4.
C4.
C4. Okay. C4. Let's try C4. King
I know,
C6.
I think it's a king move. Go back. It's a king move. King B5.
Okay. King
We were
C7.
just there.
C6.
He had his position just now.
King C5.
King
He
A6.
had his position.
King
Wait, go
C6.
back. King B4.
King A6.
King A6.
No,
King A6.
King C5. No, that's C5.
Okay,
C4.
let's not talk together, one at a time. Okay, this is getting out of control. Let's go back. Okay, so basically, as you could see, this idea of playing without position, getting critical squares doesn't quite win here, because if after this, eventually you get to the point where, like, let's say you go C3 or whatever, C4,
C4.
in this kind of position, you can't go to B6. That's the problem. The B6 square, the one you really need, is taken away. And you don't actually win here with this method. So the actual way to win this position is by playing C4. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but because these two pawns are on the board, the method of winning is actually a little bit different. Black will go back, King D4.
Oh, you make it black's turn?
Yes, it will be based on Zugzwang, yeah. So here, now black, for him to have the best chance of defense, he has to keep the pawn on the A file. Because if you go here, I go here, and then I go King B5, and I win easily. And if you go a6, then I also go a4, and again, that makes it easier to win for white. So king c7, king d5, king here c6, there,
5, king d6,
king here.
c7.
Yeah, the question is what to do here. We have a4, we have,
King c6.
why king c6?
Then you go king d6. No, c6, then a5. King d6. No, king c6, a5, king d6, a4. Oh, yeah, king c6.
Okay, one at a time.
King c6, a6.
King c6, a6, then
Oh,
king d6.
okay, Ethan, tell, what should I do?
King c6.
But then A5.
Then
Yes.
a3.
No, A5. Then A4.
And king b6, c6. b6 or king c6.
Okay, I don't like it when we talk together, okay? This becomes chaos. No more talking together, okay? One at a time. Alexander,
King c6,
a5,
a3,
a4,
king d6,
very good. And what if I play after king c6, I play a6,
a4.
a4, a5, king b6. So basically the moral of the story is, why we play king c6? Because we don't declare ourselves, the flexible move. It's the move you're gonna have to play no matter what. And now we make black make the decision of how he's gonna push the pawn. We're kind of declaring opponent. We're making opponent make the decision of what he's gonna do with the pawn. If we were to play this, he's gonna see that we push 2 squares, and he's also gonna push 2 squares, and it's a draw. Likewise with a3, he's also gonna go 1 square, and now this will also become a draw as a result. And after this, again, it's a draw. So that's why we play king c6 here in this position. Very important move, and this shows us this important principle that I want to teach you today of flexibility. Don't declare yourself, play the flexible move that you need no matter what, and also declare your opponent. Make your opponent decide on a move, and based on what your opponent does, you then decide what you're gonna do. So this kind of principle is very important in endgames, but it's important not just in endgames, but also in middle games, in openings as well. So let me give you now an interesting, first before we go to an opening example, I'll actually give you another endgame.
Declare opponent.
And this is a study. This is a study, a very beautiful one, which kind of puts all the principles we've gone through all in one thing, basically. So white to play and win. It's important to start the right way, and then after that, it's in general a pretty nice study. And this kind of thing could happen in a practical game. So.
I think you have to start with either E7 or EF. Because otherwise you'll get
or
taken
bishop
off.
d5.
Or bishop d5. One of these 3 moves, yes. So, which of these 3 moves do you think is the most logical?
EF elimination.
Yeah.
EF is the most obvious.
EF?
EF is the most obvious move, yes, but there's e7 also, and then there's bishop d5. So how do we know which one do we start calculating?
Whichever one declares.
I don't think we should. I don't think we
Whichever
should.
one is the obvious.
I think we should
No,
not.
whichever
one declares.
No, bishop d5 declares when you want to play your bishop. You have to either play e7 or e. So I think bishop d5 is not correct. Because
Bishop d5 is correct.
No, why would you want to
declare if you want to take the pawn or if you
I know, but if you play e7, you're not declaring where you want the bishop. No, but here's the thing, okay? If you play bishop d5, your pawn can only go to 2 places. But if you play ef or e7, look how many big squares your bishop has. So then you have more different intentions that you can do.
Yeah, but do you really think you're gonna? But do you really think that the bishop will have too much flexibility besides going to d5? You see, it's not clear. So. And then it makes sense to start calculations. So let's just say you do EF, right? C2, queen. Yeah, now how do you want to continue here?
Bishop d5.
Yeah, bishop d5. You see, because if you don't go bishop d5, if you don't coordinate your pieces, how are you going to make the disposition, right? There's no way. So bishop d5 is the only move. But now how would you defend as black here?
King b2.
King a1.
King a1. Very good. And actually, this is not winning anymore. Because of queen check,
Oh, king b2.
king b2, yes, and king c3. So actually here you can't quite coordinate your pieces to win the game. But if you start with e7, then I can play here, queen, bishop d5 anyway, probably, and then king b2
It's a draw.
or king a3.
It's a draw. So it has to be bishop d5.
So bishop d5 is actually the most natural move. Why? Because there's actually a big difference between ef and e7. In some cases, you want to go ef. In some cases, you want to go e7. But first, you want to do the move called declaring your opponent. In chess, the biggest principle you have is declaring your opponent or disturbing opponent's harmony. Now, don't declare yourself, it's more like building your own harmony. So when you declare your opponent, you're also not declaring yourself because you're not showing him whether you go ef or e7, but you make him make a decision. So for example, now, if he goes king a3, you eliminate king a3 because you have ef and then you go queen. So, whereas if he goes king b1, that's also obviously bad. He takes, and then bishop e4 check. Bishop e4, not check, but win. So he has only two moves, king b2 or king a1. Now, if he goes king a1, what do you guys think white should do then?
E7.
Now you go e7, because after this, you have a very important a4 square, which you wouldn't have had if you would have committed ef. And after this, you win the game. However, if he goes king b2, now you take on f7, because now you get to connect the
B4,
queen and the
B4.
bishop. Yeah, you go queen b4.
Oh, yes.
Now, if he goes there, this is pretty easy because you just checkmate him. So his only move then is to go king c2. And now, part 2 of the study. White to blame, how do we win? Now our pieces are coordinated and we have it definitely looks like we have a good chance of mating him. But how exactly would we do that here?
Bishop b3 check.
Bishop b3 check.
King
King d3.
Queen. That's different.
Yeah.
King c3.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Draw.
No. Queen b4.
Queen where?
No, bishop b3, king b3, queen b5. Queen c4.
King b2.
Bishop e4.
Design.
Bishop e4.
Then king
King
Bishop.
d1.
Yes.
King d1 is first. And then
Queen
king
b4.
d4. Queen d4.
King b3 and king e1.
Queen b3, king e1.
Or king d4. Queen d4. The king d2.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
And you rush.
Bishop e4 check.
King d1.
Queen b3.
King e1. Yeah, because of king d2, queen d2, king e1. Yeah, so this is actually correct. These first two moves are correct. Because you're going to be able to connect your pieces in a nice way. Because after this, queen d3, so his only move is king e1. You can certainly explore other options, but this one clearly doesn't work because king d3, and now your pieces are not coordinated anymore. If queen here, then also I can go king d2. And again, it's hard to do very much. So this is the correct idea. But the hard move is here. The hard move to find is this one.
Queen d.
Queen d3.
Queen d3.
Queen
Queen
d1.
d3, queen d1.
No, wait, I think I got it. Queen d3, queen d1, queen e3.
No,
It's
queen
check.
d3, queen d1 is check.
Oh. Queen d4.
Ethan,
Queen b4.
queen d2,
Queen d1.
queen d1 check.
Wait. No, queen.
Ryan,
Can you go for the c2?
very good. Right, Ryan, very good. Bishop c2. And this, is again a very useful exercise because it brings back our memories of prophylaxis. You see, in this position, there are no checks, captures, threats that lead to anything, right? So then we have to see, okay, what does my opponent want? Even in an endgame like that, he wants to go queen d1. That's a big problem. So we just go bishop c2, we stop it. And now black's king is just an amazing prize. Probably, no, I know what that is. No, I know what that is. Some plans have this setting where you have a delay where, let's say, you
Oh yeah,
it's like
but
Bronstein mode where you play a move and then if you play a move in less than 5 seconds, you get like all 5 seconds.
it won't give you more time.
It won't give you more time, but
Like if you start from 5 seconds.
For Fisher, it just has like it's just
let's just say you have 6 seconds left, right? So your clock starts ticking right away. It's like there's no delay, but you have like these 5 seconds. But if you play a move like in a shorter period than 5 seconds, then you get back these 5 seconds. So that's how this branching works. That's probably
Basically, yeah, like 0 seconds, 6 seconds.
that's probably what it was.
It's like increment won't go over the time you originally had.
what's Fisher knows this. No,
Okay.
it's the same as Fondle.
Now I'm going to show you an exercise in the opening. A similar thing. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys play this and then this. This is
What about
like
D4?
the Greg circle line.
What
D4.
about D4?
Sorry, what?
You know,
What about D4 after that?
how do you know the Greg circle line?
I have a lot of students who play it. By now I'm familiar with it.
The way is
Wait, what about D4?
And you also play it.
Like,
Everybody and their cousin plays this in Seattle, I know.
why can't you play D4?
Wait, oh yeah, I played it against him. I had to draw that.
No, against the Simul, in the Simul it was different. It was some kind of a 4C5 knight 3-6. It was some kind of I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure it's D6. Because then I left him there, remember?
Yeah, but
It was like there.
yeah, you did left a rook, but it was not the correct line.
Yeah.
Maybe it's against someone else this time. Against me, it was E4C5 knight 36, and then
No, don't show
I'm not.
D3.
I'm just gonna say the first 2 moves: E4C5 knight 3-6. I'm not gonna say anything beyond that.
One.
Okay, so knight f6. Yeah, but in this game, the common move is rook e1, but in this game, queen e2 was played, knight c6, and then
I actually played this morning against another. And if I moved, I flagged, but if I didn't, I could take h6. I attacked as well. So I could take h6 and
queen e2, rook e1 you played? You played queen?
rook e1, c3, d4.
Oh, okay.
Then he played like d5, and then I left him rook to c3. But
Yeah.
he played bishop before. I don't know why that's not.
No, bishop e4 I think is supposed to be
No,
like
you're not supposed to play it. All I know is Sir Bishop, rook c3, a3, then you just move it up. So
Okay.
I don't know why black goes for that one. I think black doesn't get much. Sophie played bishop d8, trying to go to c8.
Okay, rook d1. Yeah, so question is, what do you guys think you should do in this position as black?
e5. It was one line, something like e5.
e5, c3.
Yeah, there's something sacrificing the pawn. Not now. G6 probably.
Okay, guys, think about it. It's a serious exercise. 5 minutes. What plan would you choose as black here? There are a lot of tempting plans, but which one is? Think about it. Think at least 3 minutes. I want you to think. Yes.
G6.
C3.
Bishop G7.
D4.
I play this takes.
Takes.
Castle.
Knight C3 probably.
Wait, go back. Here D5.
E5.
Knight E4.
Yeah. But do you think your position is good? I think
There was some
you're.
line about it. Knight D2. I take.
But do you think this position is
And
good for
castle.
black?
Oh yeah. And something like this.
Yeah, I mean normally, black has E6, bishop E7, then black is okay, but bishop on G7 is restricted, don't you think?
Well, maybe you can play F6.
Yeah, but I think white should be a little bit better here.
Slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
C5.
Rook A6.
I'm gonna play A6, B5.
Yeah, but white also has C5.
I guess it's playable, but I think white is a little bit better. Also, I can play 91 here, by the way, instead of 92. I mean, rook c8, bishop e3, or knight c2, and then I play f3. I think you could be a little worse. I mean, you'll end up playing f6 probably, f3, knight g5, takes, and then knight c3. And you could be a little bit worse here because this bishop could be a bit
I have
restricted.
some compensation. Don't let these.
I mean, okay, it's playable, it's not terrible, but I think you didn't really want to play this
I'll
position.
play this
You will?
right now.
Well, I'll show you another option and you'll see.
I go for really dubious lines. Like I play this line against a Scotch where you immediately after like
G6.
D4 I take and then play G6. Really dubious. Computer says it's up one pawn for white.
Well, probably it's not so
Yeah,
bad.
I
No,
know.
it's actually really dubious. I ran up the computer one pawn. Like 0.97 after you win for a long time. It's just bad.
Let's actually see what that.
Play it against Iris.
Pretty sure.
You're talking about which line? This
Play
one?
it against Iris.
Yeah, if they play knight c3, let's just say knight c3, and then I play g6.
Oh, this one?
Pretty sure it does bad. Yeah, one pawn. You see, 80, 97.
It lowers though. It's not as bad as it does lower.
Still like half a pawn.
D4, ED, knight takes D4, bishop G7.
Yeah, I play this. Don't reveal. And then I play knight of6 and wait. Actually,
You should don't reveal.
bishop e3, bishop e3.
Nobody here
Knight
plays
of
the
6, knight of
Scottish
6,
season.
queen d2,
And the only
I mean, you've been
castles,
losing Canada. You're never gonna play them.
castles. D5.
Yeah. But this is already okay for black.
Yeah, this is actually okay. Knight takes, pawn takes, pawn takes. Actually, this is pretty good for me. Then I take with the pawn. Knight takes,
Oscar.
queen takes, rook b8, rook b8.
Not queen F6?
Not rook b8. That's
Oh,
not bad.
okay.
Wait, doesn't
B3?
I don't know. After queen f6.
It's very complicated.
Something like this. That's the line I play. Usually you're supposed to take c8, then I take on b2, then I take rook b8. It's actually good for me. After bishop b2, I'm gonna slowly play a5 and c5.
Yeah, but this isn't this just down a pawn for you though? Queen F6 if I go queen D4.
I guess that's complicated.
I'm not sure if rook G8 is better or queen F6, but
Oh, you played the wrong line. Bishop c4 is good for me. I'm just gonna play f5, f4, and play g5.
But it's still a line. You know what?
there's also rook E8 by the way.
I play everything. Yeah, this is another one, and then d6, and then f3, d6. Then I take on d4.
Can you go with D5 here?
No, d6, h4. Let's just say h4. Then I take on d4. Bishop takes, bishop e6.
Looks like some kind of a drag.
And then I play c5. And then I play c5 and queen a5, sacrificing d6. Because I'm gonna play like queen takes d4. Server showed me this line. Like a3 refuted it. A3 refuted it.
H5 though.
Something like this. I didn't know. C5.
Yeah, anyway, we shouldn't reveal too many things, but
I like to review my lines. I've seen my deck. I'm not gonna play. I don't play g6 much. Against knight c3, I play g6. That's the main move I play. Against Scotch, I play everything. I play knight f6, I play bishop c5, I play.
yeah, but
Darren plays 4 knights.
can't you play this
Darren plays
here
4
too?
knights. If you try to play 4 knights, he plays g6.
Hey, what Darren plays before
No,
now?
but I did play this. Did you see my game?
Yeah, of course I saw.
I like that position. I'm pretty sure it's bad for me, but I like that.
Of course I saw these games, but don't say anything more, please. Okay, so I mean, G6 is playable, but objectively it is a little bit worse. But we could, get a position that's not worse from that. Yes. E6. Okay, E6 is also playable, but then I'll go D4. Then I won't play C3. I'll play D4,
Take.
and then you'll get some kind of a Moravsky line.
But yeah. Black's position is solid.
I wanted to I know.
And then a6.
No, I saw a line in the Moscow where like black plays like after c3 d4, black takes a d4, they go like e6 d5 because like the French structure is good for black since the light square bishops were traded.
Yes, but in this case, I'm not gonna go C3 anymore. If you go to D1, I'm gonna go E6.
I remember there's a line in Moscow where like after C3 you play like E6, CD, and then E5.
Yes.
And then after E5 you have like your knight on E5.
But I didn't play C3 yet. I didn't play C3. I'm not gonna play C3.
He's not gonna play C3. If he plays rock game, he's gonna play.
What did you play?
The point is, guys, let me explain. So the point here is that after rook d1, if you're gonna go g6, I'm gonna go with c3, d4 plan because then the bishop on g7 is a little bit misplaced. If you're gonna go e6, then I'm gonna play d4. Then I'm going to go takes. I play c4, knight c3, and I'm gonna try to get a good one.
And why in one of the lines, like
Rook
no,
C8.
I remember there's one of the lines in E4, C5, knight
Brandon is talking. Let him talk.
knight C6, bishop E5, and then he later played G6, bishop E7, and E5. It's bad for the bishop though.
Well, I think in those lines, c3 is not as easy to get in because the bishop is already on b5, so it's a little bit misplaced. I think the line you're maybe talking about is the Rossolimo. Maybe you're talking about this one. And then there's c3 here, by the way.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
I play C3, bishop G7, and D4.
Yeah, it's playable, but there's also this move like knight
Oh, then I
f6.
play E5,
Okay.
and D4.
No, I think it is bishop g7 first,
Yeah,
right?
then I play D4.
Yeah, I think it's like d4, and then I think it's
You don't play Queen B6. I know you like
Take.
and then
yeah, I don't remember. No, I think it is knight f6 first.
then I play E5,
Don't
And
you
then knight
pass?
d5.
then D4.
This is a weird element.
C,
C8.
no, c8.
Oh wait, no, go back to that. I think I played Queen B3. I forgot this one.
Yeah, okay, it's complicated, but black's probably okay here.
Yeah.
Question, Niraj?
I think in the starting position, like,
I'm just realizing.
not like, okay, yeah. Here, not D6, but like, instead of G6,
Yes.
Rook C8.
Yeah. Or I think or A6.
Rook c8. Very good, Niraj. You're absolutely correct. Because the point is, in this Sicilian positions, at some point, white will have to play for d4. Either he'll play c3, d4, or he'll play d4 right away. He's gonna have to play something with d4. And that means once white plays a plan with d4, the c file will open up, and then the rook will always be useful on c8. Because if white doesn't play for d4, white will just have no play. White will have nothing to play for. So rook c8, c3, d4 is a very logical plan. And now it's almost on white to declare himself. He's the one who has to show what move, what plan will he choose. If he plays c3, then black will play e6. d4, takes, d5, e5, knight e4. And black will get like a good version of this Serper line now. And if knight e1, of course, knight takes d4. So knight e1 doesn't even work.
Don't tell anyone my life.
And then bishop e7 castles. Well, it's not just you, everybody plays this, so it's
Does any of you guys?
not everybody, but
I don't think-
many people play that. So
I'm
it's,
switching to knight for D4.
Switching to it. I played.
You don't know what line
I played knight F3.
D4 knight.
I played knight F3.
okay, go back. So
I'm also running the couch.
if white plays d4, then we'll play this, and now black gets a good like very, very comfortable. So the point is, yeah, this rook c8 is a very nice move. And it's also very hard for white to play a waiting move here, because if let's say white plays this, then there's no c3, then black will of course play g6. If white plays b3, then after g6, c3, bishop g7, then this whole thing doesn't make sense anymore, because b3 is kind of out of place now. Now black will get castles f6 and get a much better version of what Brandon was saying earlier. There's not even knight e1 because of knight takes d4 again.
What about Rook takes C4 after that?
And rook takes C1.
And if white plays a move like, I don't know, a3, then black has a very interesting move g5, actually playing for g4, playing for initiative. If knight takes g5, black's actually much better. Knight d4, queen g4, rook g8, and boom. It's a very, very big attack now. So, yes.
G5 theory.
G5 in a lot of positions is theory, actually, in a lot of these positions. And by the way, I had a game against Rapport which I'm not gonna show here because I covered it in my greatest losses video on YouTube. But there I actually cover like in one position, like idea G4, which a lot of people don't know about. It's actually a very known idea. And these French structures, Sicilian structures, you'll see if you watch my YouTube video, you'll see I covered that game against Report in one of my videos.
Did you play the Rosalima?
Wait, no, it's like on Civilization or something.
No, it's not. It's in St. Louis. But if you just go to youtube.com and you search Lenderman, it will pop up. My greatest
Wait,
loss.
which one is this?
What open did you play?
I'll show you. It was e4 c5. It was actually knight of 3 c5 e4. It was like this: knight of 3 c5 e4. Sometimes people play knight of 3 to see if you play c5 and they transpose.
Mark kind of plays somewhere.
And he played c3. I played, I think it was knight of 6. And then he played bishop d3. Yeah, so it was a little bit of
I
a.
learned a lot from Report. It's e4, c5, knight of 3, knight c6, bishop b5.
Yeah.
And e5. And he beats this guy, e5.
Yeah.
e5?
And then bishop e6, something like that.
Yeah, e5 I think is supposed to be a little bit dubious, but
No, people play it.
yeah, I know people do, but it's
And
kind of.
another line, go back. It's after knight c6. Wait, go back. Instead of bishop e5, e4
Yes.
takes, knight takes e6, knight c3, bishop c5,
Yeah.
knight d b5,
Wait, this is a lot of the.
knight
Wait,
b d5,
I like how I want to
and then you play like e b6 here, something like that.
Wait, isn't this like what Kawada
No.
played at World Championship?
Yeah, and then after
Wait,
bishop c5, knight here, like queen b6, knight here, king e6, knight takes back. Your king is in the middle, but it's like good for black.
Was it the 4 knights?
No, I thought that line goes like this. I thought it's,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
knight
it's-
f6 first, but some people play bishop.
Knight
I
b5.
thought it's like this, knight b5 and then bishop c5.
Yeah,
I thought that's how it goes.
No, or bishop b4. Bishop
like
b4.
bishop, I
bishop
play bishop
b4.
c5.
I know that line, yeah, bishop b4 is line I play.
But you're not supposed to play knight d6. You're supposed to play a3.
a3, yes, a3.
Knight d6 is bad for one.
Oh,
After king e2, what?
no, I don't think it's actually bad. I mean, if you just don't, I think you're supposed to go bishop f4 if you want to go.
Oh yeah, this looks kind of nice.
It's actually very interesting. e5, and then I think it's here. No, I know, sorry, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I
Where's
think
a3?
a3 is the main line, but there's also this one, bishop f4 takes. Can you guys stop playing with the pieces? Because I keep constantly hear pieces dropping. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these lines are interesting. Yes, I've studied them myself as black.
So, but after knight b5, you could go like d6, and it's like a stretch. Like
Yes, yeah, you can go to, yeah, exactly.
d6, bishop f4.
Ferber wants me to switch to
So then you know what?
Sicilian
Because then
knight
you-
c6, or playing the con.
Well, this line is better than the Sveshnikov.
But there's also, if you play this with black and 4 knights, you have to also be familiar. You have to be familiar with it. Guys, stop talking, please.
94.
Knight e4, queen c7, f4, queen b6.
Yes.
Oh, I had a position like
And then
this.
there's like a line like queen b, king e2. They have it in the video.
Oh, I hate
No,
it.
no, wait.
I played a game like this. I hated it for one.
Alex and Brian.
And right, yeah, this is the game.
I think someone
And Brian's got king e2.
I think someone bishop b5.
Yeah.
I thought the line was queen a5 or something.
No, it wasn't. It's your line.
King
Yeah,
e2.
how
I
does
was
it go?
really confused about that. I played a game with this. I really hated it.
Yeah, how does it go?
Wait, you play
Is
it.
it
Yeah, queen
c4, bishop b4, king
King
e2?
e2. Yeah, that's the line that between Alec and Brian at the video.
f5, and then,
Yeah, this is the line.
or was it
Yeah,
take?
but it ended up in a-
F3.
Okay, which was
Yeah, and
not-
then White got his king to like e5 on move 15.
Yeah, it's a fun line.
That's
yes.
possible because it transposes into.
I've studied that too.
Wait, no,
I've studied that.
the d6 after knight b5 d6 is better than the Sveshnikov because they're one move closer to time control.
Oh, did you hear about the game that, like, I forgot, short, like, as black, like, his opponent, or he might be the guy, his king was just stuck there, and the guy just marched his king to h6.
Yeah, of course I know that.
It's like give
That was such a fun game.
Oh yeah, that
And there's a game in the French that Gertie showed me when I was in, like, first grade, that you, in a French that you put your king here, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's the line after the bishop
I
g5,
hated that.
h4, c5.
Okay, let's get back to the lesson. One more thing I want to mention, and then we'll get back to the lesson, okay? Stop talking. Out of control. So the point I'm trying to say is that, I know Sveshnikov these days became very popular. So since we're already talking about it, I'll give you just a couple of insights on this. So usually they play Sveshnikov like this these days. However, in that case, besides bishop g5, there's also the move knight d5, which, obviously we have to be familiar with because a lot of people play it. 1 second, guys, let me finish talking. Listen first, and then you'll talk. When I'm calling you, okay? Knight d5, takes, and then there's knight b8, and there's knight e7. So if you play this move order, then you have to be familiar not just with bishop g5, but also knight d5. So the advantage of playing, the way I just showed you with e6 is, first of all, you get rid of the Russian like that, and second of all, you also get rid of if you want to play Sveshnikov, you get rid of the knight d5 line, because now he's forced to go into this line. However, the drawback is you allow this one. You allow this one, which is also a bit dangerous for black. So if you're okay allowing this one as black, and you want to play Sveshnikov, then it actually makes sense to play with this move order. But if you're more happy allowing Rosalimo or the knight d5 line, then you'd rather go with the more traditional Sveshnikov line, which is what Carlsen has been using more often than not. Brandon?
In the cuff line, there was some 95, 93. I saw that against Jesse Levy, and he quickly drew this guy.
The Aryan.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theory in these positions, but basically what I'm saying is, if you want to play Sveshnikov, there are two ways you can get that. You can either play through e6 or you can play for knight c6. So if you're okay with allowing Rosalimo or okay with allowing the other one, then you play knight c6. But if you'd rather allow, this line, knight takes c6, which is kind of dangerous, and then you want to go here. Yes.
How about can you go back?
Yes.
There were how about after d4?
Yes.
What if d6? Not even takes. Go back. Like after here, like a6. What was that called again?
Oh, Kelly system.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you played that.
Or like
You played that.
or b6 or b6.
What opening is this?
Or instead of a6, what if b6?
A6, b6.
Yeah, and then e6.
I think it's playable. I think Garakowski may play a couple of games like that, but
I saw someone play it.
I think it's supposed to be a little dubious, but
I'm gonna play it. I want to be like Josh.
For some reason, a lot of coaches say that if you're like a beginner, you should play Sveshnikov because it's hard to understand this.
yeah, I agree. I think Sveshnikov is an opening that's better for like expert or above players. Yes.
You know what I don't really like about Sicilian? Like in some lines, like some hedgehog position, you have to like wait and you can't really do anything if white doesn't do anything.
To some
You have
extent,
to wait for d5.
a little bit, yes. Yeah, you have to be patient.
I'm not very
Wait, we're not done. Yeah, go ahead.
When
Continue.
I run out of moves, I'm probably gonna just play d5 and run it. And then
Yeah, well, it's again, you have to find what you personally like to play and what fits your taste,
I'm
right?
gonna switch to the card.
Yes,
Surfers have expert.
Why do you want Khan? You should enjoy Hedgehog.
I remember I played against Gregory Surfer a long time ago. I was white and he played the con against me. It was a fighting draw.
What's the con?
I was.
Can you
It's
show me that?
E4, C5,
I think it's in chess base. You can find it in chess base.
A6.
He was like at some point. Remember, he went to that bot.
I don't know how good quality that game. It was a very, very long time ago, but I remember it was a very sharp fighting
Nice
game.
to show me a game. It's nice to sacrifice their life.
And lost.
Like, if you get bored in the Hedgehog, you should play King H8, Rook G8, G5, G4.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's.
I know about moving your queen to a8.
No, but that you can play this looks like you can go Bishop D8 to C7.
Yeah.
And then you play
I'm probably gonna fit.
Flaws.
I like that.
What is it? Oh,
Semi
what?
flaws.
I don't like this.
It's just like non.
Still like.
Okay, well, guys, black to play. What do you think is the best plan as black here?
Is it more flexibility?
Yeah, I mean the flexibility that definitely has something to do with it. Yes, I mean there are other themes as well, but all right, let's give someone else a chance. I want to get everybody involved here. Alexander.
Knight D5.
Okay, 95. Let's see anyone else has any other ideas first. So Alexander thinks 95, but I want everybody to get a chance to think about this, and then I want to try to get some people involved who haven't gotten a chance to say very much. So
Oh,
nobody else.
Eating
Before.
before. Okay, also interesting. 95 before. Those are the so far the candidate moves. Anything else? Rishab? C5. Okay, good. Niraj?
King B8.
King B8. Okay. Brandon?
94.
94.
My
Okay.
was 95. 94. Trying to do something like that.
94. Okay. Any other ideas? I think we pretty much said everything, all the logical moves. Rishab? Okay. Let's keep the silly comments to ourselves. Okay. So out of these 5 moves that were suggested, which one do you think would be the most logical in this book? Thinking B8?
It's mostly
95.
95. I'm thinking 95.
Well, let me ask you this question. Out of all these out of these 5 moves that I suggested, which move is the one that which one is the move that what was I gonna say? Is the move you're probably gonna need to play no matter what in this position? Yes?
King B8.
You think King B8 you'll need to play no matter what? I'm not sure because King on C8 seems like nobody's bothering it actually at the moment. I mean, White can't really attack it very much.
But after King B8, there's a problem because he's gonna play Bishop F4, and if you play on King 8, he's gonna play Bishop C7 attacking the rook, and maybe some Knight C5 ideas.
They can swap
C5.
I mean, King B8 it's not so bad, but the point is Black could be better here. It's White who's the one who's like on the defense, and White's the one behind the belt. So Black should try to play energetically here. King B8 is a pretty passive defensive move. We don't know for sure we'll need it. We need something else here. Niraj?
King B4 would be the most flexible. We need any for that.
Brian?
C5.
Why C5?
Since it opens up the bishop and it also attacks White's center.
Very good, very good.
Rook H5.
Rook H5, I just go Bishop E2, doesn't even threaten me. The best move is C5. Why C5? I'm very good, Rashab, for finding that. Because here's the thing, and the reason Ryan gave is very good too. The reason Ryan gave is very good. Eddie, can you please stop calling?
Oh yeah.
So the point is, C5 is a very strong move. Why C5? We need to open up that bishop no matter what. If we don't activate our piece, if we don't activate our bishop, we're not going to be able to really, have a full gear attack. But when we play C5, we're opening up that bishop, we're putting pressure on this pawn, and then we're going to see later on whether we're going to go knight d5, knight a4, or b4. So for example, depending on what White does, if White plays f3, Black can go knight a4. And if White goes bishop e2, then knight d5 and knight b4 is very strong because now d4 is loose, e4 is loose, and so on and so forth. So depending on how White tries to get out of his mess, depending on how White tries to defend, Black will decide whether he'll play knight a4, knight d5, or b4. But c5, without c5, we're not going to be able to have a very successful attack. So in the game, Black didn't play c5. Black played knight d5, queen c1, knight b4. Black went for a very concrete play, a3. c5 he played now, attacking the knight on e4. But now it's already too late. White played f3, and already here Black's pieces, Black's harmony is a little bit misplaced. And Black had to go knight a6, not the most desirable square. And White was able to stabilize the position. And now White is the one who ended up being better in there. Whereas if he would have played c5 first, he would have gotten the upper hand, no matter what. White won the game later on. This was a game between two 2150s. Later on, the game was actually very interesting, and I'll give you a very interesting comparing problem right now, tactical exercise. So in this position, the question is, where should the king go? To b8 or a8? Believe it or not, there is a big difference. So I'm gonna give you guys like around 3 minutes at least, and I want you guys to think about what is best. What is best? today in the evening, in the second part of the lecture, we will be going over, we'll start with Ryan's games because he's leaving us, starting with tomorrow. And then, whatever we don't finish, we'll finish tomorrow. So we're gonna start actually with Ryan against Niraj. Because actually the game was very interesting. And then
I think he should go to A
why 8?
because it looks good.
King B8 also looks good.
No, if you go to A, then you take.
King B6.
King B6, Queen C5, yeah. It's only King B8 or King A8 makes sense here, right?
Probably King B8 because King A, I feel kind of like boxed in maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing, in such positions you can't really rely on your intuition.
Oh yeah,
You actually have to calculate.
and I think because if King A, then we have Rook takes C5, Rook takes up Rook C8.
Yeah, well,
No.
why not look at Queen A4 mates?
Rook C5 never works.
It's Queen A4 mate.
Okay, then Queen takes C5.
Queen takes C5 is one of White's big ideas. Yes. So the question is, if White takes Queen, depending on where you move the king, where would you want your king to be if White plays Queen takes C5? Because let's say
Yeah.
A8.
why?
Because Queen A4, Queen A3, Queen takes C2.
Yes, and then what happens after that? If king is on B8, let's say, what can White do?
Then
Queen C8.
you can play like Queen D6 or something like that and start harassing it.
Well, Queen,
I would just put my king on it. King A.
King A8.
Okay, who thinks it's A8? King A8.
I trying to think B8, so you can block it.
Who thinks it's B8?
Probably B8.
Okay, King B8 looks like a better move, but the correct answer is King A8.
So you're looking at it.
I'm not sure that's
But did the person play on the game?
Person played King B8.
And then they person play on
So,
Good, you're right. Okay, my first.
so here's the thing. If you go the difference between King B8 and King A8. Well, if you go King B8 and King A8, if he starts checking you on F8, it doesn't matter. You'll still go back to B7, it won't matter. If he gives check here, you'll go there. And if he gives this check, it still doesn't matter because you can take, and take. The point is you can't stop that check anyway, because whether you go King A8 or King B8, I can still go like Queen E8 check and then Queen C6. So if he does the checking strategy, it won't matter if it's King B8 or King A8, basically. The only line that might matter is Queen takes C5. So Queen takes C5, it's mate threat, so this is forced. Queen A3, Queen takes C2. So you want to, and now what does White do here?
Queen to G3.
Queen G3. Queen G3. Very
So
nice.
what if you take on A3 and then take on F1?
Well, you could do that. That would be your only thing you can do. But then you're going to be much worse. No,
That's
you're gonna-
like good A. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because if you go to A,
I don't call it forward.
Yes.
Let's move it up.
But if you go King A8, Queen takes C5 for the sake.
Check, check,
And then if Queen F3, then you just go Queen E4.
but so did White play Queen G3?
Yes. And the white and black resign. So, yeah, and this would just be a draw. I mean, White can't win. If you go B6, I just go check and rook E3. So you have to pretty much go here and then, yeah, so there's no win. So the best thing White can do in case of King A8 would be to go for this endgame. But this is like a very good drawing chances for Black in that case. Because Black will go King D6, then go Knight D7, attack the F6 pawn, and Black will be sort of okay. So yeah, it's a very nice comparing problem. So whenever you're not sure where you go, you can't just use your intuition. If you have time to think, you have to try to calculate, analyze all the logical possibilities from the opponent's standpoint of view, and then try to understand, try to visualize in which case, where would you want your king to be in the final position in all the lines. And then, step by step, you will figure it out. Of course, these kind of puzzles are very hard, comparing problems, even for me. But it's something you can get better at by improving your visualization and keeping track of all the lines and making sure you analyze all the possibilities from both sides, especially by your opponent. And now, one more on the theme of,
Alex, can I go to the bathroom?
we're gonna have a break in like, after this exercise. Can you wait a little bit or? Yeah? Okay, then we're gonna have a break now. 10 minutes. No,
Me and Eddie got half.
Let's go.
Yeah, wait,
And you get out, Sonia.
If anyone needs to use the bathroom, use it now. Guys, attention. If anyone needs to go to the bathroom, you have to use it now. Or get some water or anything. Because after this, until 12 or until 11:45, 12, we're not gonna, no more bathroom.
Watch out for the straight. On the left. Give me a phone.
Beacon, yes, no Guys, quiet down a little bit. I'll give them a little break, but I'm gonna make sure.
I'll call. Can I call winner out?
Guys, try to be quiet a little bit.
Take the pawn.
That E4.
He's beginning my dark stairs. My dark stairs pawn, yay. What do you mean?
No, it was knight E2. No, bishop G5.
It's bad.
No, because black has a maniac. Remember black was like a maniac?
I think I'm gonna make a fortress. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember? Yeah, and then she's eating black has a maniac. See, I told you. Where the maniac starts. Maniac.
What?
Maniac.
Look at this.
He's not looking for it.
I call loser.
I'm using
Maniac.
Guys, quiet down. Quiet down.
I prepared for like 2 hours.
Me?
Yeah.
Why eat it?
Why would you prepare against me?
Wait, will you guys prepare for me?
We're not gonna play it.
No.
In a tournament?
No, if I did.
I call loser. Wait, oh, in a tournament? I prepared for it.
I thought every my openings I played it. I'm switching now.
You have to do something.
I'm reading a book already on the fly. I'm reading a book about the judge. I'm gonna come up on the stage. Because you won't know that guy. You don't know that Nine Tree guy. I know.
I know you play that actually. I'm gonna also.
You know that? No, I don't actually know that.
Guys,
I'm gonna play Chinese.
guys, quiet down a little bit, please.
You know all this. I play like the setup of C1. Look at this. And then if you do this, then the coach tries to do what she wants you to do.
He's talking to
Take
someone.
He showed you the same.
Oh, it's me! It's me! No,
He didn't send me a book.
Yay! It's Luke! It's Team out! No, it's Luke!
No, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Wait, you got no. No, you can switch. No, I want to try.
Guys, it's too loud.
You, I call loser out. When you're done, tell me. It's my turn. Wait, don't tell anyone. I might play this.
I'm so surprised.
Play D5. No. Play D5.
Okay, guys, this is the last game. Last game.
I might play this. I know some ideas. No,
Guys, this is the this is gonna be the last game, okay?
Wait,
This one's gonna be the last game.
sure.
I
I'll play 9 of 16.
Stone.
Just like roller coaster.
No,
Oh no, wait.
No, J takes the line. That's what roller coaster is, right?
Yeah.
I take the E thing on. No, I don't want to sound. Go, go.
Ideas and things I don't.
Very hard. Pawns. So your pawns. Quick trick. I can't do anything. Yes. Can't try it. Oh, just do that. Quick trick. Quick trick. Go. That pawn was still check. It's okay. Tap. I'll have to go off. Wait, are these all mine? Are these all mine?
Bishop.
Install. Force mate.
Force bit mate. You can stall.
Force mate. It's me. It's me. I know. Force mate.
Wait, can you play the monster mate?
Did anybody call team up?
Soulmate.
Nobody call team up, good.
Okay, nobody calls
We call team up. Look at the last game.
I don't know how to play.
Please.
3 minutes then. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Harder, Eddie. Harder.
Wait,
Okay, now can I play?
Yeah, boys like it.
No, we have 2 more minutes. Don't know, Ryan. What do you play against it? I'm not gonna play it. You don't know how I play. You don't know what I play. You did.
Can you play him? I don't know how to play.
I do.
No, let's just play. No, then before. Can I keep playing what they want? Play next to me.
Give me a pawn. Don't get him a pawn. Oh, then you took the pawn. I give you a pawn. You're supposed to go bishop e. Yeah, right. Not correct.
Did Chopper show you?
Take the pawn.
Now it's like a so long.
Dude, give me that.
You know,
Good for me.
Yeah, why did I say that? I have no idea. Give me a pawn. One mate. Are you serious?
Grandma mate. Grandma's your soulmate.
Yeah. Why are you not giving me any pieces? It's from one pawn. I don't know what a pawn does. Pawn does me.
Pawn does your grandma.
But here's the now I'm yeah, here's the wall. Do the queen, okay?
I don't play 95. I might learn.
Don't see. Look at me.
I might
Stop.
learn it.
Yeah, you can stop. Now you can't do it.
Say to me,
Okay. Here's mine.
no, in that,
Stop.
in the line I play, it's actually.
Stop. Just stop. No, you stop. You stop. You stop. That's right. You stop.
Right.
You stop. You stop. When you get caught, just stop, okay?
The line I play, this
If you see what you have to you have to take.
No, can you play this, please? Please.
Just see.
The line I play is slowly building. There's no fair play.
You should play reverse.
The line I play is like this.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Just can you
Is this
please
your game?
stall? Okay, I'll stall.
Your
Music
game?
would be useful. Yeah.
Who's it against?
Sonia.
Oh, so that's Sonia, okay.
Sonia, I know you played really well.
Ryan, are you blocked in this game?
Wait. Grandma. Oh, it's a cat stolen.
Okay, that was the last game.
No, one more.
No, one more.
No, not
Let's
one
see
more.
one more.
No, not one more.
I'm gonna watch them. I will intimidate Eddie.
Why are you giving
That's Eddie is mad.
Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse.
I'm gonna intimidate.
Minnie
Stop.
Mouse.
Okay. Eddie, stop. He just has to attack. That's what's not He's gonna move his king over. I get through fucking it.
Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse.
Minnie
Minnie Mouse.
Just stop. Now bring it into
Offer a draw.
What is it?
Oh, dude, I think this is not a draw.
It is a draw.
grand.
Can I say? Oh, check.
Wait, no, there's no increment.
Yup,
No,
yup,
there's no increment. Dude, Alex is gonna be like, last game, we're like, we've had this game for a million days. No, I could change my don't give me two.
Yeah.
We give you two.
Okay. You need an increment in this drawn position. No, break is actually
You wanna see how many pieces you do?
Are you able to play freaking
Nah, we need an arbiter to do that. Guys, no, you gonna see the 15 minutes old and 5 minutes playing, right? Just don't play this. And then this is gonna last until live. Okay, this game is gonna last until live. You understand?
last game?
Last game.
This is the last game.
Guys, this is the last game. How is that?
No more time.
This increment, we hate the time. Last game.
Oh, they were actually trying, and then they got this position. Last game, huh? They were actually trying to play this. They failed to play this.
Quiet.
No, you didn't. Exactly. Here in the chat.
Dude, we can do this until 11. Then Brayden has to leave. And Ryan can take
No, guys, the game is. I think that was supposed to. That game already started. Oh, finished? Okay, that's it.
Okay,
Don't play A6. Don't play A6.
No, but guys,
Yeah, they're still playing. No, they're still playing. Hey,
You started there.
Brandon, kids, just let them finish this. I'm getting attacked.
No, I'm keeping
Right. This is yours, right?
Well, yeah, it was terrible. You played the Maiden, you were sucking my face. Oh, tomorrow.
Oh no,
Ethan,
No, he just stopped it. Okay, talk about this. Except the shocking was just to kind of stop my attack, except that wasn't helpful. Come on, Brandon. Eddie.
be your
I think
grandma.
it still was like 3 minutes, 30 seconds. You won this.
Alright.
Eddie, this is a critical position. Think.
Actually, Brandon's
Eddie, think. It's a critical position. What are you doing?
no, it's not. Maybe Eddie can still win.
Koi fish.
Eddie won't
Yeah, I'm
win.
a koi fish.
Grandma.
I guarantee you, Eddie will not win this.
No, I can't lose them. I'm just gonna go take a shot.
So he just goes up here and then he fits off that part.
Wait, no.
Yeah, oh, look, H6.
No,
And I have my 9 defense. I don't know where that came here.
no, it's a draw.
I just got a draw. Good job.
You can't start a new game.
Now you're gonna drop your fish off, Eddie.
There's still like 8
Wow.
pawns on their board. You can declare it a draw. Still like 8 pawns on their board. No.
Can I see the position?
If I'm playing.
Draw.
I'll
interrupt. It's okay. Break the event.
Alex Yang.
I did it in a real
But you and Eric have
Quiet.
Oh yeah.
They can hear you over there. Stop.
Alex, this is the best game.
Nice scream. I need help.
Your grandma.
Please stand like
Rashad, that was his chair.
Okay,
Why are you on my chair?
okay, Ryan, give me.
Did everyone who needs to go
Ryan,
to
give
the
me my
bathroom
chair.
use the bathroom?
Not me.
Do you need to?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Put it
Eddie, can you come?
No, I'm not going to the bathroom. No, it's gonna happen.
Wait, what?
11:40. I have a question. So basically, today I wanted to be. I asked to be on pizza list, but then they said that eating's not already left. So then I have no lunch today because like I brought money for pizza, but then I wasn't.
There's probably leftovers.
all
Give it to eating.
So then what should I do? Like, okay.
Just give it to eating. Eating will give it to her mom.
I don't know how that system works.
Just give it to
But
eating.
it's too late. This is mom already left, right?
Just ask Brandon's dad to Just order give you it to something. eating.
No, Brandon's leaving to fly to China.
Oh yeah.
Give it to eating.
Eating's gonna give it
Okay,
to
we'll figure it out.
Wait, no, don't give it to mom. Wait, no, they order.
Okay.
The coaches order Uber Eats. So just ask them. Just give it to eating.
I don't like it when we talk together. Then it becomes chaotic. No talking together. Okay?
Yeah, got it.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna call on you next time. back to play. Find the best plan. Good luck.
Last to play and find the best player.
Yeah.
Yeah, last
Best-
play nothing made.
Best way to play.
A3.
Last should make.
A3 is okay, but there's a move I like more here.
I can do A3, then why do I have to rook D1 to D3 and then like the A
Then
pawn?
I can always play knight c4.
Oh yeah.
But then you want the C4 square for the rooks. No, you don't. Yes, you do.
C4's the outpost.
Think. Let's talk more things.
I found out this.
Guys, let's talk more things.
You can be anything you want to be.
One year fireman.
You can be anyone in your mind.
Are we here to learn chess or are we here to mess around? Ryan?
So do something like knight c4, king e7, and take on e6.
I don't know if you want to give up the exchange here. Plus, I can always move the bishop away. Brandon?
I feel like the rook on b6 is out of place, so I'm gonna play rook b7, rook c7.
Very good, Brandon. Very, very good. Yes, because the thing is, the rook on e4, knight on e5, they're already playing. They're like a team. But the rook on b6 is kind of isolated. Right now, it's like a dynamically misplaced piece, not doing anything. So we need to play rook b7, preparing rook c7, and then preparing rook e3. And then rook b7, it's a flexible move because you play that move, it's a move you need to play anyway. And then you're gonna decide on whether you're gonna need to play knight c4, rook e3, rook c4, and so on and so forth.
I play rook c7, rook c4.
Yeah, again, it depends on what white does. But the move, you can't really win the game with the rook being on b6 like that, right? You have to get that in the game, and then you'll decide later on. Instead, in the game, knight c4 was played, going for concrete tactics, but then rook f3, rook e5, king f2. White was able to stabilize a little bit. King e7, rook e2, rook b7. And now bishop f5 and then bishop e3 would have been close to equal for white. White played here, black played there. Now next question is here. But how should we capture that? Should we capture with the knight or with the pawn? Or which pawn? So there's f takes, there's d takes, and the knight takes.
Knight takes. D takes. Knight takes on rook set.
Rashad?
Knight takes, because now you can go rook c7 and activate the rook again.
Ryan?
D takes.
Why?
You can blockade with the knight on d6 and it's a good square, and it can go to e4.
D
Right.
takes.
Very good, guys. D takes e5 is correct move, yes. Because the thing is, after knight takes e5, white played a very good move. Who can find a good move for white now? Brandon?
Bishop c8.
Very good, disturbing opponent's harmony. Because after rook c7, now there's bishop a6. So you don't get a chance to
So you have to go back to
b8 or b8, and then bishop f5 would be good. So that's why d takes e5 is stronger. So there are like many pluses behind it. First of all, you now get a very nice 4-on-2 advantage on the king side. Second of all, your knight on d6 will be a boss in this position. It's a dominant piece, and the pass pawn on d5 is completely irrelevant when it's going to be blockaded like that. And the thing is, when knight gets to d6, it can't really be challenged in any sort of way. White has no knight, white has no dark square bishop, and the knight on d6 will just stay in forever. And finally, if this happens, it's not scary anymore. Knight is on d6, yes.
And the knight on d6 is right into e4 or something like that. Oh, and I have a question. Who played this game?
Is it like Rachel Lee or something?
How do you know?
Because wasn't it like
Oh.
the golden stayed open or something like that?
Oh! I think I might have, did that game briefly at the lecture at Microsoft actually.
Rachel Lee. Rachel Lee.
Yeah, it was.
Rachel Lee.
Yes.
Rachel.
Wait, she was in the. She's the IP.
Rachel Lee
She
was around 2000 at that moment.
Oh yeah,
Wait, that's the reference.
a lot of people. She went from like
Wait, who is I was gonna say.
Wait,
girl named Rachel in New York and a bunch of like.
Wait, isn't Rachel Lee Roy Fang's sister?
So
Oh,
knight,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw her.
Yeah. She's actually funny. She's like,
Yeah, she's like 12.
Yeah.
She is?
She's 8.
Oh, she's 8.
Yeah, she's younger than me.
Oh, she wants to be like Rose Hunter.
And I drew. Darren played Rachel and drew.
really?
At the action thing.
Oh, martial action.
No, not Marshall.
Oh, World Open action.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren gave like 20 meetings there, but at World Open he only gave like 2.
we can talk about that once the class finishes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so white played the move g4 here. What do you guys think black should play? Brandon?
Rock, H8.
Then bishop f5.
Rock, A8.
What does the rook do on it?
Rock A7, Rock C7.
Oh,
Let's go risk.
I mean, I think in this position, white has an advantage in many ways, but black is winning here.
Oh, here.
Yeah, black is much better. Almost.
Oh, I want Rock E8. Trying to sacrifice things. Rock F6, Rock F6.
Okay, no guessing. Someone else now.
Rock F6.
Someone
Guys,
else.
guess it.
You rush.
Knight C4.
Knight c4, bishop f5.
You.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't